Hello, it's Andrine, a Jewish American priestess, and it's been a really long time since I have been doing readings here. And part of that is because I have been very ill. I've had some major surgeries, and it's been taking me a while to have the energy back, and then just to have the enthusiasm back, because there's a lot of physical energy and a lot of emotional energy and spiritual energy that goes into just feeling okay, like in myself, in my body. But I'm getting a lot of encouragement right now spiritually to start again. And because we're starting again, I'm going to start small, because I want to do this, but I'm feeling restricted by my own feelings of imposter syndrome, and just trying to get back on the horse, let's just say. So I'm going to start small. I'm going to take the Hebrunes today. Now, of course, if you haven't been here before, the Hebrunes are Hebrew letters on wooden discs, the wood representing the feminine divine that dwells in the trees, the Asherah. And we are using the letters to find out more about ourselves. I have sets of Hebrunes and booklets that I've written for purchase at my Etsy shop. You can find the link in the bio. I'm not trying to sell anything here, but just if anybody who hasn't been here before, this is what I'm doing. And today I'm going to do a short reading with 3 Hebrunes, just to get myself back on the horse, as it were. I've got my copper altar bowl, which is reminiscent of the copper laver that sat outside the temple in Jerusalem, made by the mirrors of the women who served there, the priestesses of ancient times. And on my altar, we're going to take some letters, and we're going to lay 3 down today, just 3, to get myself back in the spirit of things. And we're going to call on Spirit to guide us. And this reading is for whoever finds it, whenever you find it. It's not timed in any way. But we're going to reach into the bowl, we're going to stir them up, and we're going to pull out 3 Hebrunes. The first will be the thing that is coming down from above. What is the Shekhinah, the divine indwelling spirit, bringing to us today? The center letter will be the letter that is our fear or challenge in our situation. And the bottom letter will be our advice or outcome. We'll just go with that. And maybe we'll do a few of those over the next weeks, just so I can get back into the rhythm of things. And then we'll see where things go from there. I'm really going to trust Spirit on this. So let's just get right into it. What is it that you need to know today? Today, for whoever finds this reading, wherever they are, whenever they find it. What is coming down from above? And we have the letter Lamed. In the center, what is our fear or challenge? We have Zayin. At the bottom, what is our advice or outcome? And we have the letter Shin. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to zoom in, and we're going to read each of the letters individually. I'm going to try to do this smoothly, but have patience with me. Okay. So starting from above, we have the letter Lamed, which is beautiful. And there's my chime that I have set on my phone to just remind me that the divine is here with us. I try to take a breath when I hear that chime to remember that I'm being guided by divinity. So we have the letter Lamed. The letter Lamed is the one letter in Hebrew that reaches above the line, the center line. And it represents reaching up with hope. You can see that there's a small yud at the very top So that sort of represents the seed or the inspiration or the Yud He Vav He, the becoming that is the name of the divine. And Lamed is the letter that begins the word Lev, Lev, which means heart mind. So this is reaching up with our heart mind from the earth, which I see is represented as that line across, and then we have a root that is going down into the earth as well. So what's coming down from the divine is this sense of heart mind, listening in with our heart mind and reaching up toward divinity, rooting ourselves deep into the earth. Interestingly, the Lamed also represents the intestines in the body, and that has been my focal area of discomfort for very, very many, many, many months. I'm going to actually be having another surgery in a few months. So, very interesting for me, however this resonates for you, because the intestines also represent that concept of taking in new nourishment or nutrition or information or even spiritual information, taking out what is necessary to feed ourselves, to feed our body, to feed our minds, and then discarding what is no longer necessary. So we've got something that comes in at the top, it goes across, and then it discards down the bottom. And this is representing of those intestines in the body, a full set of intestines in this case. So that's what's coming down from heaven, what's coming down from the spirit, is this sense of heart mind, this sense of discernment about what is necessary and what we can release, and listening in with our heart mind while reaching up with hope and grounding ourselves in the earth. Beautiful, beautiful sentiment coming in from the divine. The Lamed is also the number 30 in Gematria. And I like that it's got those 3 lines, 1, 2, 3. So it reminds us that we've got the 3, which is Gimel in Hebrew, stepping forward with purpose, but also times 10. So we've got something that we are moving toward, and the 3s tend to be a nice, stable, like 3-legged stool sort of sense of wholeness, mother, maiden, crone, past, present, future. So a lot of stuff wrapped up in the Lamed. That's the center Hebrew we have is the letter Zayin. Zayin is a sword or a scepter. So it represents power and sovereignty. And being in this position of fear or challenge, I'm going to say that there's some concern about what's going on in the world with power, and that it's being misused or wielded badly. It's the number 7 in Gematria, so it represents a completion. There's something like the 7th day of creation. There's something that is coming to an end, and it's of concern. There's a fear around what is ending, what sort of power is being wielded, and what is coming to an end. The Zayin, because it is the 7 and represents that 7th day of creation, it also has to do with rest. Shabbat is the 7th day. And so we have this concept of rest, which is cease and stop. We're in the month, today is the first day of the month of Shevat, if you're watching this in real time. Shevat is the month that has the same root as Shabbat. It's spelled slightly differently, but it has that sense of stopping and resting as well, because it's the middle of the winter time. So maybe we're having a concern about not being able to get adequate rest. We're not getting enough of the rest that we need in order to do the healing, in my case, that we need to do. Fears about power and sovereignty, fears about this thing coming to an end, whatever it might be. But the thing that I like to remember, and again, there goes my chime saying, Shekhinah is here. This letter also represents the Shabbat bride, who is the Shekhinah. So even underneath that fear, even underneath those concerns about something coming to an end, it's all cycles, right? So we need to remember that with that fear comes the presence of the divine, shoring us up and giving us our inner sovereignty. So our fears or challenges or concerns are valid, but remember the divine presence, the Shekhinah, the indwelling one, is here with us underneath, holding ultimate sovereignty and giving us power if we can lean into her. And that's our fear or challenge for today. And at the bottom, we have the Shin. Shin is the mother letter of fire. So Shin is this letter that represents the Shekhinah. It begins the word Shekhinah. It's this mother letter of fire, which represents the sun and the moon and the stars in the sky. It's got 3 yuds at the top, which is, again, that symbol for the divine name, the becoming one, the past, present, future. It's got 3 vavs coming down and a vav across the bottom. Those vavs representing connection with ourselves, with the divine, with other people, and with the earth itself. So here at the bottom, our solution, our outcome is connection, but also fire, right? Fire is passion. It's about finding inspiration where we find it. It's about using fire to transform, like finding that inspiration in ourselves and using that passion to transform things. Transformation can look like destruction sometimes. Fires come and they destroy like fields, and then that ash turns into fertilizer for the next growth. So when things appear to be on fire, also know that that is a catalyst for change. Shini is the word for change. In Hebrew starts with shin. Shuva, which is to return, is shin. And also shalom, which is wholeness. So even in the fire, which is constantly moving, there is wholeness. That there may be some kind of passionate thing that's happening in the world, but it's a symbol, a catalyst for transformation. And the Shekhinah, the indwelling one, whose name begins with the Shin, is here. The mother of fire, the mother letter of fire, which is calling on all the powers of light. Again, the sun, the moon, the stars, all those balls of fire up in the universe are here supporting us, illuminating what needs to be illuminated so that transformation can take place. And that is our outcome or our advice. Set things on fire internally for ourselves to find the passion that we need to make change in the world. Beautiful reading. I am actually inspired. This is very, very helpful for me. This is the first reading I've done publicly since, I think, August. So I'm finding a lot of inspiration and passion here. Remembering to reach up with hope, with our heart, mind, to know, to discern that we're given discernment from above and planting ourselves in the earth. That our fears or challenges about power or about being able to find the rest that we need in the world, about the powers that are coming from the outside, we can remember that the Shekhinah is underneath. If we're afraid of some completion, some finality, something coming to an end, remember that the divine is actually literally right underneath the same letter. The Shekhinah is right here underneath, transforming through fire, holding us up, bringing us wholeness, bringing us change, bringing us peace. Whew, so wonderful. Thank you so much for following me along on this journey. I really appreciate you. And I hope that you'll follow the next reading, whenever it might be. It might be tomorrow, it might be later today. I don't know. I'm going to listen in to the divine and see what I can find. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Shavua Tov and Chodesh Tov.